Holy crap, we're getting classic constructed precon decks. That is not the thing I had on my bingo card, but let's talk about it. The Game Manufacturers Association convention is going on right now, and LSS, or Legend Story Studios, creators of Flesh and Blood, showed up and presented, well, what they're working on. And one of those things they're working on is that. Yeah, that right there. Armory decks. This is something that a lot of people have been requesting ever since they kind of did it once in like the beginning of the game, and they haven't gone back to it. So if you didn't know, when the game released, well, there were some products that were on the shelves you could pick up. They were starter decks, and they were classic constructed starter decks, and they were the 4 heroes in the first set, Welcome to Wraith. So you had Bravo, Katsu, Dorinthia, and Rhinar, and you could buy any of those starter decks. They were 60 card decks with equipment. That's all they were, and you could try the game out for yourself. And I had 2 of them, and I very much enjoyed them. I think I still have them somewhere, probably back there, actually. I don't know. I definitely sleeved them up and like played them, and some people collect those things. But they've never gone back to those. And in fact, the moment that they created the Blitz format, that was the pre-constructed deck set of choice. That was the format of choice. They are cheap, easy to pick up. I have them sitting right here. They're super solid. Like, you pick this up, it's easy to learn the game with. It's easy to play. It's a quick kind of format. If you finish a game quickly, you can run into another one and learn a little bit more. But there's always been this request ever since we've moved away from classic constructed decks for this product. And, well, this product is now on the way. These are classic constructed decks, and there's a lot to talk about with them. So I'm going to jump really quick to Twitter. Huge shout out, by the way, to Tyler Broughton for putting this entire thread together. And this is the picture that I believe he took. And, well, it kind of started the Firestorm off. Let me get it on screen so you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, that's the picture that he took, and this is what started circulating. What time was this at? I don't even know. 10:38 a.m. my time, and it has certainly created a lot of fun talking points. But let's talk quickly about what the product is. It's a classic constructed deck. It is something that, as you can see at the very top, bullet point, has been very highly requested, and I would also argue not just by new players, but also by established players in the game, because it's really easy to teach someone how to play with a Blitz deck. But if the format of choice is classic constructed, then it just makes sense to be able to pick up like a classic constructed deck and run it out into an armory near you. And these are designed to be competitive at the armory level, and I love that. That is so cool. Now, the part that is leaving some sort of contention in the community is the next one, and that is it will contain new and reprinted content. So if you recognize the connection to a previous starter product, in the Dorinthia versus Rhinar starter set, the classic battles set, there were new cards introduced. There was a card introduced called, why did I blank on the name? Glistening Steelblade. There it is. Glistening Steelblade got introduced, and that was a card that is incredibly good in a lot of different Dory builds, and it came as a 2-of in a Blitz deck. This being a CC deck, if they are introducing new cards to it, I think they're going to release all those cards as a play set. So if you buy this, assuming that they're releasing a new card, I'm going to assume that they are going to give a play set of that. I could be wrong, but I put a lot of faith and trust in LSS, and I know that they are incredibly good at what they do. And for the people that are worried that they're going to like give you 2 cards instead of like a play set, I would say maybe cool your jets a little bit, because I doubt that's going to be the case this time around. But again, I could be proven wrong. I just have a lot of faith that they really thought this product out, and they didn't just kind of like half do this. We'll put it that way. We'll put it cleanly. They didn't half do this, and that they really gave it the thought that it needs. Now, the other thing that is making people worried is that it says right here, limited quantities and tightly allocated. Now, people are going to look at this, and they already have, and they're going to go, okay, it's got new content in it. It's got maybe new cards or maybe a piece of equipment that's new, but then it's very tightly allocated, limited quantities. Why do this? Why have these two conflicting things? Well, first of all, what's the target audience? New players, okay? The target audience for this product is new players. It's not necessarily for the very heavily enfranchised players. Those players always have the capacity, even if this is tightly allocated, to buy a single play set of something. And it's going to be hard to do that, so don't mince my words. It's going to be difficult to do that if this is tightly allocated with limited quantities. But they put this on here, tightly allocated limited quantities. That doesn't mean forever. Think of it this way. If they were going to release a new product onto the market, and they're going to say to LGSs, they're going to say, hey, and like they do right above this point, exclusive to active Armory gym stores. Hey, you're supporting the game already. You're trying to run events. You're trying to push new players into the game and, support the established player base. We want to give you these products to continue to do that. If that product is just printed to oblivion and the stores just get way too much of it, they can't move it off, all you're doing is sucking up shelf space in an industry and really in a career or a profession that you cannot afford that in at the LGS level. So what do we do instead? We print it small, we allocate it to the stores that are going to possibly use it the most. We see where the demand lies, and then we change from there. And that is smart business. And here's the other thing too. Don't forget that LSS is like really good right now with regards to where their money sits. I mean, they've bootstrapped their way to no debt. That's quite good. And now they're doing things in a very conservative and thoughtful manner. I feel like people perhaps might be flying a little bit off the chain here and, saying like these two things are, super mutually exclusive and it doesn't make any sense and this is going to be a disaster. I think we might be going a little too far off the deep end. Give it time, let it breathe. Nevertheless, the conception of this product and the idea, the concept of this product sitting at $40, you can pick up an Armory competitive level deck on any given hero. That is quite good. Now, I don't know, and again, shout out to Tyler of Righteous Gaming. I think he runs Righteous Gaming, actually. I had a conversation with him recently. Shout out to him for putting all this together. I don't know, does it actually say if they're going to be releasing multiple of these? It does say that there's going to be new products. We're going to talk about the other announcements here in a second. But I don't see where it says anything. Okay. Each CC Precon release will feature one hero per release. Now, my question for this and what I want to know about this product, when it releases in Q2, because again, that's what it says, arriving from Q2 2024, right there at the very bottom. When it releases from Q2, how many will release in the first sort of wave? Are there going to be like 2 heroes, 4 heroes, 1 hero? That's the question that I have. And assuming that this is Q2 2024, which it says on the screen there, are they releasing this alongside the Mistveil set? Because if they are releasing this next to part the Mistveil, which we already have confirmed that I believe that they were Blitz precons that are releasing with that set, because they're running Japanese Blitz precon events leading up to the calling there. Are they going to be releasing CC versions of those decks? Because in a way that almost makes me think that those two products are going to sort of cannibalize the market. Like I can either buy this hero in Blitz or I could buy them in CC, but if I buy the one in Blitz, then I don't need to buy the one in CC, or vice versa. If I buy the CC one, why would I buy the Blitz one? So that leads me to think maybe they're not releasing the heroes coming in that new set in this product, and instead they're going to be kind of pulling those legacy heroes back out and releasing those heroes in CC form, which I think could be very cool. And that also means that if they're pulling those legacy heroes out, you can go and target heroes that are still in the meta, are still available, not in the LL format. And you can also reprint certain cards that haven't seen a reprint in a while, which I really like as well. And I think this, again, is a product that I'm super excited for. I think I made a video like a year ago talking about how this could be a product that people would really latch onto. I think it was about a year ago. And I know for a fact, Sloop Dupe. If you don't know Sloop Dupe, you should know Sloop Dupe. Sloop Dupe is really high on these types of decks and these types of products, and I don't blame him one bit. This is like a dream come true for him, I'm sure. It's really exciting, both for me, but I'm really excited for him because he's been calling for this for a while. Now, what else was announced in this? This is not the only piece of news that comes down and is quite exciting. We know about the Part the Mistveil coming in May 31st, and we know that they are going to be unveiling some of it or bits and pieces perhaps at PTLA. Very similar perhaps to what they did with Heavy Hitters at Worlds, where they showed off one of the new heroes that was Kasai, and everyone freaked out, and that was a very special moment. So I would expect that Thursday night, the sort of keynote. But there's another little tidbit here that I haven't heard a lot of people talking about, and that's this. LSS is now going to conventions. Fab will now be at conventions, at Gen Con, at Essen, at UK Games Expo, at PAX. They've never really sort of gone full in at these events. The fact that they are partners at Gen Con sponsoring an event, this is kind of huge. They are going to have a presence at Gen Con. That's a big deal. And I'll tell you right now, Gen Con was actually on my list. I had a couple of game companies reach out to me last year about going to their booth and their presentations at Gen Con. And I had no idea, or I should put it this way, I had no plans at all of going. It wasn't really on my radar. Not that I didn't want to, but just wasn't on my radar. And then I had a bunch of people reach out to me. It was very touching that people would actually consider reaching out to me to see if I was going to do anything for Gen Con. So I think I might go this year. And this definitely helps the case for possibly going to Gen Con, because if I know my favorite game in the world ever made is also going to be there, and I could perhaps see some of my great friends there, well then why the heck not? Why the heck not? Which is, I think, really, really cool. The other announcement that a lot of people are sort of buzzing around is this one right here. Let's see if I can highlight it. Boom! Starting in mid-2024, again Q2 2024, there will be a new product 11 months out of the year. This is not related to the 3 core sets. Okay, so as I click this on accident, the 3 core sets are referring to the draftable sets. So Heavy Hitters, Part the Mistveil, and then we can assume the All Arcane set. Maybe it's a pirate set. It's not a pirate set. Maybe it could be a pirate set. I don't know. They haven't told me anything. I'm just a regular dude like y'all. But it could be a pirate set, or All Arcane's cool too. Nevertheless, those sets are set in stone, pun intended, and these products are going to be different. Maybe it looks like these pre-con things. Maybe there's a new pre-con every month. Maybe it looks like some sort of an around the table type product. Round the table being the social play product. Maybe it looks like a pseudo, I don't even know what you would call it, like a booster pack set. Or like a box set even of just small supplemental cards for archetypes, like random archetypes. Maybe it's like an archetype set. That would be very cool. But they can release these small products in, again, tightly controlled, allocated print runs that don't flood the market. And if you like that product, you can buy into it. And if you don't like that product, you don't have to. I actually think that's incredibly good for a game that has more and more shifted to this mentality of I play this class, I play this hero. And if this thing doesn't apply to this hero or this class, well, then I'm not served by it, and therefore I don't want to buy it. So why not release little class packs of just this is a little box set. It's like a $20 box set. Here's a bunch of cards. Try these out and see what archetypes and decks you can come up with. I think that would be very cool. I don't know what that would look like from a game design perspective. I don't know what that would look like from a balance perspective. I don't know what the capacity and sort of the bandwidth is for products like that. I don't know. But I think it's a cool idea, and I hope it's something to that effect that we could get. And it wouldn't be every single month. It would be, we create, 12 starter decks, and, one every month. Then maybe we splash, instead of a starter deck, maybe we splash in this product once every quarter. That could be a palatable way to test through new cards like that. Nevertheless, I think that's very cool. It seems very pseudo expansion slot-esque, and I very much like that. Now, back to this. There was one other point I wanted to talk about, and it comes down here, I believe, and it's PvE. I feel like PvE is sort of that relationship that you have when you're young, and you're on again, off again, on again, off again. Will they, won't they? I feel like it's the relationship between Ross and Rachel and Friends, right? For the entirety of the show. PvE will one day come out, and on that day we will all rejoice. But until then, we have no clue when it's going to happen. But you know what? I appreciate that it was mentioned, and I think that's pretty awesome as well. So kudos to LSS for continuing to plug away at PvE. I don't know. I don't know what PvE is going to be when it finally releases, but I certainly hope that people enjoy it. And this could be a fantastic product to release kind of on the side of everything. So I'm very excited to see what these coming soon Armory decks truly look like, and whenever we get one, I want to make some videos to try and help new players pick them up and see how do they all function and work and all that sort of thing. So let me know what you think about this product as the screen's totally half cut off. Let me know what you think about this product in a comment below, because I enjoy hearing why in the world are we can't make a thing do a thing. Do the thing. There we go. That looks far better. Anyway, if you like this type of video, make this number go slightly higher, and then that becomes a 19, and then we're all celebrating again, and then we'll do hoodies. We'll do DM Armada hoodies, and everyone can get a hoodie, and we can all wear them together at an event and take a picture, and it'll be beautiful because we're like a little happy family. Goodbye.